Good evening, and it is late in the evening on the East Coast. It is 9 o'clock. But I'm going to make this short. I don't know how many people will get and watch this tonight, but maybe you'll see it tomorrow. And if you like these videos, I suggest you share them. Or I'm asking. Suggesting seems kind of rude, but I'm suggesting that you go ahead and share it with others because it seems to me that after watching some stuff this evening and a lot of things over the last couple of weeks, a lot of people are being deceived by men who they think are men of God but are truly not. Let me ask you a question. Did the disciples work? I think it's a fair question. I think it's a pretty simple question. I just put a YouTube out the other day about Christian benefits, about accepting money from the government and so forth and living off of the people. And yes, I was talking to a young man, Andrew, I think his name was, in the comments, and trying to explain to him. And I meant no disrespect to him. I would love to continue to talk with him, and I hope he joins down the road the live streams that I am hoping to get back up in the middle of October. We'll see how things roll. I'm feeling the need to get this live stream up and running as quickly as possible. That's just the way it is. But let me just get into that. Did the disciples work? Did they have jobs? It's important to know this because there's a lot of men who don't work for a living and they live off your money, don't they? Peter, Andrew, James, and John were what? Fishermen. Matthew was a tax collector. Paul, after his false intellectual ways, we know about Paul's earlier life, so to speak, his previous life before he became what we would consider now born again. He was a tent maker. He did labor. He worked with his hands. Some people will say, I work with my hands. I have 5 chickens. Yeah, that's not working with your hands. Good start, but you still got to make a living, don't you? But they did leave. They left those jobs for a brief time to follow Jesus. But most returned back to their work to support themselves and still spread the gospel. A balance between their calling and the necessity to work. Are you better than the disciples when you don't have a job and you don't work? And you don't go out there and work every day, work for a living? If you're taking money from the government, well, I'm not taking it, they owe me. No. If they owe you, they own you. You take their money, they own you. But you know who did not work? Priests. The priests in the temples and tabernacles. The teachers of the law. You know, the one that Jesus fulfilled. They lived off your wages. And that's a problem we have on online preachers. I am going to continue with this because I think there are a lot of young men, and I've even heard it from others, I will not mention the names, that have said the same thing. There are young men who are being led astray. Do I have a perfect life? No. Not at all. Am I a perfect father? Absolutely not. Am I a perfect husband? Nope. I'll be the first one to admit that, because none of us are. We make mistakes. But I will tell you this, there are young men out there who are searching for the truth and are being fed some nonsense. Stuff that looks good on the outside. You know, I used to tell people what's good, what is good a Lamborghini, what is good? What is the value of a Lamborghini in your driveway and you have no engine? It looks nice, it looks right, but it don't run right. See what I'm saying? There are those who can put up a facade, but they can only hide for so long. So if you're supporting an online preacher, I suggest you stop, especially in the recession coming. We know at the end of 2025, we're going to be going into some crazy times. Can you afford to keep false preachers and teachers afloat? Or should you take care of your family? Even take care of those. If you want to help an online preacher or teacher or anyone out there spreading the gospel, send them gospel tracts. You know, that would be fine. But you can go out there yourself. So just a little bit more of why online preachers who don't work to sustain themselves, they're frauds. And they will be exposed. And I know for some, it seems like they're waiting. There are many who are waiting for these people to be exposed for the wicked man or men they are. Even women. There are women who are preaching with men. And that's not right. Thank you for tuning in tonight. There will be more to come. Absolutely. And the live stream will be back up in October. I will let you know when. God bless and have a beautiful evening. Good night.